Zlurpcast!
I wasn't really dead. That was a hoax. It was a hoax.
Disinformation.
Well, I met a witch. She turned me into a newt, and I got better. It's just what happens. Hey, here's a did you know? There's a town in Ohio named Bryan with a Y. Bryan, Ohio has 8,000 people, but the home of dumb suckers.
The worst suckers.
I'm a fan of question mark.
The one where it's a surprise.
Yeah, because you like to guess what it's going to be.
Oh, it's pina colada.
And circus peanuts, which are terrible.
You know what? I changed my mind on.
No, circus peanuts are good.
Is that because you guys are 50?
I'm not 50 yet.
But isn't that a thing? When you hit your
Yeah.
50s, then you think circus peanuts are a good treat.
And you start to go, get rid of this strawberry licorice. Give me the black licorice.
Yeah. I'm still on the, I buy the Wallabies red licorice.
Oh, it's so good. That Australian style.
Or I'm saying the name wrong, but
Yeah, I know what you're saying, though. It's very good, though.
Yeah.
You ever have their sour apple?
I don't, I have not purchased it. I've walked past that one, but I always grab the cherry. I should.
The sour apple is potent, and if you inhale it, it makes you cough. I don't know why.
In a good way?
Yeah.
I mean, is there a coughing in a good way? I don't know. So Bryan, Ohio, dumb suckers, circus peanuts, and the company that originally made Etch-a-Sketch was based there until 2001. And it's spelled Bryan with a Y, and it's Ohio. I was thinking, because of all these cool, fun facts, we should call our Bryan with a Y Bryan, Ohio, like as a name, like Joe Montana.
There is the famous Corn Palace is in Mitchell, South Dakota.
Oh, wow. So Bryan, Ohio, Mitchell, South Dakota. Which one do you prefer, Bryan, Mitchell?
I'm going to go with Mitchell, South Dakota.
Okay.
That's the one. If you go back, link up here of the Biran travels to west. There's a video clip of Mitchell and the Corn Palace.
Maybe an on the road Zlurpcast on the way to Mitchell, South Dakota. Is that near Deadwood?
I have no idea.
I found that thing. It's a local pizza shop near me is running a contest, and if you win, you spend 2 days in a brothel, in an old brothel, like refurbished in Deadwood.
Does it provide brothel services?
I don't think they're available anymore. I think it's Airbnb type services.
Okay.
Which means no service. Just here's the key. But you get to say, I'm at a brothel in Deadwood.
And I assume you have to arrange your own transportation.
Most likely. And, horse, you mean?
Yeah. Well, there's probably no good way to fly there, so you'd have to drive.
Yeah, you definitely have to drive. What's funny is I've never been there, but I looked on a map, and it's one of those things where there's touristy stuff, but then if you really zoom in, it's like, hey, there's a Taco John's right next to the old exhibit that's like, so it's going to be like that.
Is Taco John's available in Iowa?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
It's my new favorite. Is it in Illinois?
No.
Okay. So someone I work with asked me the other day, they're like, are you a Bell guy or a John's? Meaning like Taco Bell. I'm like, Taco John's, are you kidding? They're like, oh, I'm like, because I've had Taco Bell forever, my whole life. It's fine. I like it, but Taco John's is still new to me. And so
they don't have, or maybe they still do. The Taco Burger was my favorite, but the Taco John's I would go to on my way to visit my mom in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Not have the Taco Burger, which was my favorite.
I don't know if mine has it.
I don't know. I think they discontinued it. It was basically a steamed hamburger bun with taco meat, cheese, and lettuce on it. Like a Mexican sloppy Joe.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that.
I think they're usually gone. They were so good.
They got these spicy grillers, like either chicken or steak with potato and some kind of spicy sauce in there. They also have these crispy chicken with barbecue sauce tacos, and their side is basically the same tots you get at like a Burger King tots.
Are they called potato olays there, I think?
You know, I don't know what they actually call them because they come in the meal and I don't say, but probably. They're probably.
And you can get them with like nacho cheese and stuff on them too.
Yeah, they're like the Chick-fil-A tots.
Yeah.
Like anyway, great to be back. I listened and watched the last episode. As far as a review goes, I'd say I appreciate that Biran did a good job hosting. He did the job for exactly.
I met expectations.
He did the job for exactly what it pays. That's the level.
I earned my money.
But he kept it moving a little bit. I think Mike said I digress when we were going off topic a little bit. And I thought that was kind of fancy. That was, because I'm not there, he's going to blow out the big words. And covering Gen Con was nice. I enjoyed hearing about like the plethora of Blood Bowl tournaments that are there. And I'm not going to any of them, but it was good to, interesting to hear. Mike, I still think you should use this as your out to get out of running Blood Bowl Gen Con. Because it's like, there's so many going on, you just like quietly walk away. No offense, but no one will miss you because it's the year to walk away.
Yeah, but his isn't $60.
Yeah, but I mean, like it's like, it's always Blood Bowl stuff. You guys don't want me around anymore. And then you dinosaurly walk away.
Do we want to update on those $60 tournaments?
Sure. I mean, I've kind of noticed too that we went from other games and rating them and then like little variety show, game shows, whatnot. Now it seems like it's all Blood Bowl, like Blood Bowl, and then like one ring around, like whatever ancillary off a Blood Bowl.
Blood Bowl once removed.
Once
like
removed.
Second cousin once removed.
It's kind of a Blood Bowl show once again. I don't want to be in any lists, in Blood Bowl community, like, can someone name all the podcasts? And there's always like, yeah, have you checked out this one? First off, it's not a podcast, it's on YouTube. So you got to watch. You can listen, because every now and then I'm like, oh, bubbly, Biran's going to make fun of me. You got to see that. You got to see that. How do I get a Zlurpcast coaster? Well, that's at zlurpcast.net.
It's like the Zlurpcast drinking game. To participate, you have to have the visuals.
This is like the Zlurpcast challenge coin right here, except it's foam. So what are the updates on Blood Bowl at Gen Con?
I've heard a rumor that the $60 GW tournaments are not going to be happening.
Oh, is it like the Super Bowl tournament I was in?
Yeah.
No, that happened, but the prize went away.
The prize, yeah, it did happen, and it went from Super Bowl tickets easily attainable.
Right. You just show up on the day of the event and say, "Give me two."
I think, yeah, if you're going to a sporting event or a concert, and so like someone's like, "Who needs one? Anyone need one?"
Well, you notice that they now say like, "I'm looking for tickets." They say like they're looking for tickets. Is some sort of loophole around the scalping thing?
Oh, really? I didn't even notice that.
Scalping even a thing anymore?
You know what? I haven't,
because StubHub is basically legal scalping. So
right, yeah. I think on the
even
street,
worse than that, though, I will take that a step further. At least StubHub isn't the company that originally sold the ticket. Ticketmaster is scalping, and they are the ones who sold the ticket. So you buy a Ticketmaster, or whatever sport or concert that goes through Ticketmaster, and then I can't go. You put it back on the Ticketmaster site, they double dip. They get a second fee. At least, I never thought I'd defend StubHub, but at least they're a different company. You went to them.
Ticketmaster are the ones that are the butt lickers.
yes.
So I do think scalping is still illegal, but not enforced.
There was that weird loophole where you could do it within a certain distance of the venue. So it was in a weird quasi-legal state.
Yeah. Kind of like if you want to yell at someone of who to vote for. You can't be like on the school property.
Right. All the signs are clustered. That's how you know how long 100 feet is. It's where all the signs
that's
are
like, where like if you're doing guess range in any kind of war game, like, all right, I see the signs are over there.
Yeah.
So I know the polling place is 100 yards over there. So that one's not happening. Xtreme?
Was it?
That's what I've heard.
It was 3 events, right? 3
Yeah.
GWs.
There were two $60 tournaments. Then they have like 24, 25 other events, but the two tournaments I've heard aren't happening.
Now,
But maybe I'm wrong.
are these, and I just don't know because I haven't paid attention, are these GW tournaments that are like the same as the one they're doing in Kansas City?
Not the same, but
But the idea of like Games Workshop regional tournaments, like old 40K style, you know?
I have no idea what their intention was other than gouging the price of the tournament.
Didn't you know the guy that was running it? He was running them though. It wasn't a GW employee, was
The
it?
Jim or no?
James,
James Luff.
James Luft is running the Kansas City one.
Yes.
right? He was doing the Gen Con ones too, I think, just to get them NAF approved. But
Oh, okay.
so we should reach out to him to find out the official word.
He talked to you today.
He did. I should have. Well, I was working, but I should have
You
asked.
say,
about it.
hey, how does GW's dick taste?
Question one, yeah, tell me more about the GW relationship. Question two, since he was helpful with Blitz on Cancer coins, what do you think about the resale that's currently going on with us?
What's
I was told those weren't allowed to be resold.
right?
You buy one, you support the cause, and that's it. And I see them
Okay.
on the black market now.
What if it resells for less than you paid for it?
I would say you didn't pay for it, you donated.
Right.
So how could it be less than zero?
I don't know.
All of a sudden, your donation to Brian's cancer fund is less. Like you're like, streaming's
I
over.
think if you want to
feel-
sell the coin, you have to let Brian send you one bill. Like, who wants to sell your coin? Oh, I got an extra, I'll sell. What's your address? And I'm not saying send them like the big one, but
no,
you know
but
when
send him
they
like a
overcharge-
copay, a $20
Yeah,
copay.
or that, or like,
I
hey,
think
by
it
the
should
way,
be-
if you look at the itemized and it's like Q-tips are $18 each. Like, what the fuck? Send them that one.
No, we'll make a game show out of it. I'll like flare a bunch out and like randomly pick one. Oh, that's yours.
So like Wheel of Fortune, they pick like which one they want to play for. Yours is which one do you have to pay? I like it. I mean, I'm just not going to pay. How about that? I'd be like, oh, thanks. Yeah, I'll take that. And it's like, yeah, what are you going to do?
Send it to me. It's just going to go to collections.
So that's the Blood Bowl updates. Is anyone going to tournaments in August? They're like a jubilation league tournament of sorts.
Is that the one at
Summer
Games Plus?
Yeah.
If I could find some rules for it, I might consider it, but no.
Well,
Yeah.
I
I
can
have
tell you
no
that-
idea what the rules are.
rules of the store would be: don't shower,
Onion sandwiches only.
don't talk to women, bring your own BYOS, or BYOS, bring your own onion sandwich. Good luck fitting your drink inside the garbage can made for recycled drinks, because that's always overflowing. Like
Mhm.
even the flappers flapping out then. Those are the rules of the store. Oh, and also be careful where you park.
Yeah.
Flags. That's always a problem every single time. And no, I'm not going to take the train to Mount Prospect. Why? If anything, I'll say I'm going to Games Plus for a tournament, and then I go to Johnny's Beef on Arlington Heights Road and never go to the tournament.
But then you realize you had to bring cash, and you go,
Yeah.
You got to bring cash,
And no refills.
no refills. You probably want to get 2 drinks. Do not ask for napkins. That's all I'm saying. Todd did once, and I thought he was going to die. Todd asked for extra napkins, and he got a look. He got the fucking
Johnny's Beef,
meatball.
is that a Greek run joint?
I don't think so. I think I think it's Hispanic. But it's my favorite beef. It's it beats Portillo's, even the
Really?
old, even like our, like when Portillo's growing up, because it's changed over time. Dick Portillo era. It beats that, beats Bona Beef. It's my favorite.
So does Dick not have anything to do with Portillo's anymore?
No, he sold it off. That's why they're expanding.
Oh, really? I didn't
You
realize
can buy stock in Portillo's.
Fun fact. Extreme, did you have Brown's Chicken in Indiana at all or no?
Doesn't sound familiar.
So Brown's Chicken was as a kid was like our KFC competitor, but even though it was national versus local chain and owned by Dick Portillo as well for many years.
Oh, really?
At a certain point, yeah. So at a certain point, word started to get out. It's pre-internet. Now we have all the answers and I don't like it. But back when it was like, hey, did you know Portillo's owns Brown's Chicken? Brown's Chicken started selling beef sandwiches because that was always a staple for Peletis family parties was you have to get Brown's Chicken. So we got like a big plate of Brown's Chicken, a couple of sides or whatever, and then whatever else we're having. They started to sell beef sandwiches. The idea was we have that too. You don't have to get your beefs. You get your chickens and your beefs, as they say, or beeves. Maybe it's beeves.
Get your cheesy beefs.
Beeves. So Brown's Chicken started to sell beef sandwiches. Problem is, around the same time, people started to assume, oh, I'm getting Portillo's beef. So they'd be real careful. People would get mad because I heard Portillo's owns Brown's Chicken, and I heard Brown's Chicken has beef sandwiches, Italian beef sandwiches. So aren't they? Nope. They were different. They weren't as good. They weren't as good. They were dry. They just weren't as good. And
was that just because they probably didn't go through as much of it as Portillo's did? So it's sad.
I don't remember them having the same sauce. It just tasted completely different. It was okay, but it would be like it kind of tasted like if you were to buy sliced roast beef and cook. It was just like normal. It didn't taste the same flavor that Portillo's had. But we used to think like, oh, you're getting it. And so I heard a rumor that it was like almost a mandate of, hey, if you work at Brown's, like don't tell people you're getting Portillo's beef. Like,
right,
you're technically lying because people would start to know that the companies were together. Anyway,
but it's like for a while McDonald's owned a stake in Chipotle, but I didn't think I was getting ground up hamburger.
Right. Well, what's funny is, and McDonald's only for a tiny period at the beginning, McDonald's had anything to do with them. But I would say not now, but I'd say 10 years ago, somebody. Like if you brought Chipotle back to your job, some asshole you work with is going to go, was that McDonald's but fancy? Because an article he read 10 years before that, it had virtually nothing to do with it, but that the association stuck with them. So
now it'd be like, oh, you're getting Chipotle. Are you going to get disease from the lettuce that they don't wash?
Right. That one time.
No, it's happened multiple times. The coli outbreaks.
Well, one time per.
Right. Per Chipotle.
I mean, you get one, don't you?
Yeah.
But you get one mulligan?
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I read an article about how the residents of Mexico City are complaining about all the white Californians that are moving down there into Mexico City and gentrifying Mexico City. And I just think peak would be to go to Mexico City and go get a Chipotle burrito served by a white guy.
Yeah. And then get upset that they still can't fold it right.
Right. When they put too much lettuce in it. Like, don't put lettuce in your burrito to start because that's disgusting. Nothing like a warm, soggy lettuce. Who wants that?
You almost have to, I will say I'll put some of the onus on the person ordering though.
Right.
Because
you keep an eye on what they're putting.
If let's say a lot of times I'll do double meat at Chipotle.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's not going to be a lot of room for anything else. So I might say light rice, light bean,
I always do, even when I don't do double meat, I do easy rice, easy beans, because optically they'll be like, put a regular size amount of chicken on there, go that, and they'll look and like, that doesn't look right. And they'll go,
right. It's going to look like a kid's meal. So they're going to throw a little more in. Yeah.
Yep.
But I'm already planning for how's this burrito going to turn out? So I try to keep an eye on that. Had Moe's the other day for the first time in a long time.
There aren't any around here anymore. I always liked it.
There wasn't. Wait, is that one gone in Schaumburg?
It was in Rolling Meadows, wasn't it? Near Schaumburg?
It was in Hoffman on Higgins. By Kitty Corner from I Pick Theater.
Oh, I don't think it's there anymore.
Okay, that was the one we used to go to. I forgot I really liked it a lot.
There was one on Algonquin that I used to go to.
There's a Moe's like half a mile from where I live, and it got closed twice by the health board, and then it closed a third time and never reopened.
It's a good sign.
Yeah.
We have a Moe's in our food court.
Yeah, is it good?
Or no?
it's not. I mean, it's not for everyone, but it was a nice change of pace. Xtreme. I think that might be a tactic to have a really fancy grand opening one day,
or to make it feel like an authentic taqueria.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Make you kind of question it a little bit. You know, it's kind of like pulling your house off the market. You want to come back.
Now, are you the one? Are you the one person I know that actually likes Qdoba?
Me?
John
Yeah.
is.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know anyone who likes Qdoba.
I know you.
Well, besides me.
It would be for American style corporate burritos. It would be one of my last choices.
Yeah.
Well, how much? Okay, so American Mexican chains. How many are there?
Well, my favorite one closed down. There's this place. What was it called? But their whole premise was that you'd get your burrito and you, just like everywhere else, you'd walk it down Subway style, right? And then before they close it up, they take a little mixing device and mixed all the ingredients together, so every bite was consistent.
Moe's does that for you.
Oh, Moe's does that too. So I'd put
Yeah,
Moe's
yeah,
above.
so-
I put Moe's above Qdoba.
Yeah, Moe's was good. I would go Chipotle, Moe's, Qdoba.
Okay.
Problem with Qdoba is I always have to look real hard at the meat.
Yeah.
Make my own best judgment.
Right. You
Kind of like
can't.
Panda. Like, I
Someone's
wanna
going to Qdoba for you. You can't have that because they're not going to judge the meat like you.
Yeah, agreed. And you know what's funny is even Chipotle, if you say I'm going, what do you want? I'm going to default to chicken. 'Cause I
Same.
know it's going to be good.
Yep.
However, if I was with you and I get a look at the steak and it
Yep.
looks good, it looks juicy, I'm getting steak.
Yep.
I have to see it myself.
Yep. Same. Absolute same. When Vanessa says I'm picking up Chipotle, I go chicken always. 'Cause
Right.
they won't
'Cause the
fuck it up.
Chicken's always going to be good. But you've had some bad steak there.
hmm
Like
I still have some in my molar.
I still, yeah. I think I don't know. Mike, please correct me if it's not anatomically possible, but I think I chewed on a muscle, like an actual muscle.
Steak
Not
is
That steak is muscle. So is chicken.
MUSCLE.
oh the wrestling guys.
Well, not millions of identified.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I bet you Xtreme knows it. Millions unidentified. Xtreme, does that sound familiar? Muscle.
Sure.
Do
Sure.
you know it?
Nope.
Send shit.
Millions unidentified small crazy little e. Anyway,
Millions unusual small creatures lurking everywhere.
lurking
Oh.
everywhere.
Lurking everywhere.
Yeah, that's phoning it in at the end there. Lurking everywhere. I mean, come on. But thank you for the research, Mike. I knew I could count on you for such things. So Blood Bowl tournaments besides Jubilee, there's also one in Lincoln, Nebraska. I might go to. Didn't commit yet. It's 3 games, but it starts early. So it's like 8:30. It's like so.
You'd have to get up pretty early for that.
Yeah, it's only so it's 2 hours to Omaha, and it's like another 45 at past Omaha for me. So I probably won't go, but it's on the radar. Most likely, Chaos Cup will just be my next tournament.
See, for me, I'd rather have an early start than a late start than a
So
late.
you're an early bird though.
Oh yeah. What, leaving the house at 5:30? That's every day. So
I'm fucking miserable. If I get up that early and I'm driving that early, it's gonna take that much longer. Like if it's, let's say it's 3 hours before my normal awake time, that's gonna be 3 more hours where I'm in a surly mood.
Mm.
So it's gonna just tack on to the end there. So by about noon, I might smile at someone. I talked to Scott Prime today, by the way, a little bit. Are we just sharing Blood Bowl stories? Is that what this is?
Was it about candles?
It was not. No, he did not ask if I would come to his candle party. He asked me about my orc racing game, and he wants to play. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. So he bought a schnaz wagon.
Oh, he didn't.
And-
He's not using a pump wagon.
No, he actually reads the rules and cares about things like that. He's a fluff guy. I believe he is going to have a Scott and Steve driver in there somewhere, but that's
Nice.
fine. I think he's got the little models that the same scale, but they look like
Steve?
chibi. Have you guys seen this before? I don't know if somebody made them for them, but they have like chibi.
I
both
have
guys.
seen them. I contacted him asking him if he had any extras, and he told me he would ship them out, and that was like 3 months ago.
Okay. Maybe
So
they're gone.
maybe.
Maybe
Are
you
either
never
of
know.
them going to Chaos Cup?
They're both going to Chaos Cup. So yeah, Scott's most likely going to play little high octane racing Friday night, play Chaos Cup. I think he's bringing ogres, I believe, and possibly with some stars. And he asked me he said is Mitchell coming? I was like, oh,
Said, who's
Mitch.
that?
I was like, Mitch, if you will. Extreme, can we call you Mitch from now on or no?
Sure.
Does anyone call you that like at your job?
Nope.
Okay. Like,
But in
playing-
high school, did people refer to you as your last name? Like, I remember that from high school.
Yeah, we had that Peletis all the time.
In high school, I did not socially interact with anybody, so they did not refer to me as anything.
What about your gym teacher, or PE, if you will?
I was a shadow in that class. No one saw me.
Did people think that you were the weird kid that was probably going to shoot up the school?
Probably.
If they had those back then, they would have.
Was that Columbine era though?
Yeah, Columbine was when I was in
Or
high
he's a
school.
baby compared to me and Mike.
Columbine was 99, I thought.
Oh, was it?
I
Maybe
think
not.
so.
That's pretty close then. I graduated in 98.
Oh, okay. That's pretty close, yeah. So basically you're done with high school, and a year later, that's when shit hits the fan. Yeah, so he asked if Mitchell was coming. I said yes. And hopefully I didn't divulge too much, so feel free to scold me, Brian. But he said, what's he playing? I said dwarves, clean. I said dwarves,
Pure.
period, clean, period. Because then I had to go into, he's like, what am I playing? I said dwarves.
Dirty.
Dirty dwarf.
Dirty, great unclean, if you will. He then said, don't feel bad at all while taking a star. Even the top tier coaches are doing it. I was like, oh, is that a valid point, Extreme?
I'm not gonna say anything negative for you taking a star. You're playing the rules as they are.
Extreme's top tier, and he's not taking one.
Well, if you're not going to be top tier if you're not taking stars. So
But true.
I'm not taking
It's kind of
stars
a-
because Wood Elves are all stars already.
It's kind of a circular argument, because then some tournaments say if you take a star, you're on the top tier, so it's automatically. So, yeah, he just said, he's like, don't worry about it, whatever. You know, he's like, everyone's doing it. I said, here's the thing. I ran a tournament and I said no stars. People complained. I said no tiers. People complained. Like, I don't give a fuck. But
people complain about no tiers.
yeah,
Really?
someone wanted a bonus to bring like snotlings and that kind of thing. Like I want stars, and if I can't have stars, I want more stuff. Like, no, it's not a balanced game. It's not meant to be a balanced game, so I'm not changing that.
Take what you think's more fun to play. That's all that should matter.
Yeah, one guy said, "Oh, you must hate snotlings then, because you don't want." Oh, and I didn't allow that inducements either. They have like their thing, and
The gang pile up thing.
yeah, and I just go, I have nothing against them. I just don't want to deal with it. May the best team win. Like, I'm not.
Or you want them to perform at the level they were supposed to perform at. They're not supposed to be in the top of tournaments.
Right. I personally, and I think we've sort of touched on this in other episodes, but my opinion with the tier 3 teams, that there's a thing going on. It's been going on for a while. There's a thing that goes on where it's a badge of honor to play with them, but it's nullified by a dishonorable expectation of getting more for it. So then I'm playing this team. It's not as good as this team. I want you to bring them up to this. And then if I lose, I'm still saying, well, I played this team. And if I win, haha, you got beat by this team. It's a win-win-win situation by doing that. Because if you play that team and you get extra shit, extra stars, extra skills, whatever, you're now elevated to, wow, great. And if not, fuck it, not supposed to win anyway.
And then I kind of like what Jeffro said, where if you play a halfling and take such and such stars, you're no longer eligible for stunty.
Yeah, it should be.
Because stunty, it's like having your own tournament within the tournament. Play with that.
the stunty thing, that's another one. If you're playing a team that qualifies for stunty, why are you trying to game it? Like, why? The whole purpose is you got a game within a game. You guys are the fun ones, right? You're fun. You're here for
You're here to have fun. You don't care about wins, losses.
Yeah. We're here. We're angry. We're slamming dice cups down. We're pissed off. We're flipping chairs. You guys are here for fun. But don't ask fucking questions. Don't ask, can I still qualify if I do boom, boom, boom? Nope. Don't even know what the boom, boom, boom is. The answer is going to be no.
Fuck you and your hot pot. Get out of here.
If it was me, stunty, halflings only, no trees. Goblins only, no trolls, no special shit. And snots only, and skinks only. I'll give you skinks, which are the best ones, but like, it's called stunty. Shouldn't it be just stunties? Just a thought. So, Biran, what team are you bringing to Chaos Cup?
What else? Because I know I won't paint my Norse in time.
Okay. You have a roster planned?
I think it's pretty much the same one I brought to Feast of the Goblin King. Maybe tweaked a little bit for the rules, but yeah, just a tree man and a standard roster. No extras.
Oh,
no guys.
with the tree man. I would say Wood Elves with the tree man is not that standard. And actually not, and I'm not saying standard in a, you're trying to, I think that's the opposite.
I think what I found the couple times I played with the tree man is he did his job as producing a very juicy target that's not an elf.
Yeah.
He takes up space.
Can you fit a tree man, 2 war dancers, and like a couple of rerolls, or no?
Yeah.
Okay. I've never done
I had
the
3
math.
rerolls, I think.
Is that just the nature of more money for everybody?
Yeah, that I had no star players, obviously, because 2
Right.
war dancers are
But
star players.
I mean, back in the day, the dinosaur era, I remember Wood Elves being super expensive for the money you got, and you never really like. It was actually hard to get 2 war dancers in back when we played $1 million back in the day.
I think I could without the tree man. Because I remember, what was the budget for Feast of the Goblin King? 1.15? I know I just had 11 total. But there's no way to get a star player, I'd have to give up a war dancer or sub in alignment for them or something.
Right. Do you actually have enough linemen if you wanted to do that, or no?
No. Because
That's
I
always a big,
I'd
that's
have
the
to
thing.
convert one of the passers, one of the throwers, because they give you 2, because what the fuck?
Yeah. That's always the thing when people try to do the old, how do I squeeze in a star? It's like, well, better have those lineman models.
Yep.
It's not in the box.
I actually might have the models, because I think I bought the Blitzbowl team. I just have to find them.
Oh, what as a straight up Blitz Bowl team?
Yeah. So it's just it's just 1 sprue, so it'll have the 3 linemen.
Yeah. Xtreme, you're bringing obviously to 40 miners. You want to divulge your roster, or you don't want to share?
I think it's 12 players, the extra blocker, and a 3rd reroll.
No,
But otherwise filled out positionals.
no death
Did you
roller.
think? Yeah, no death roller.
No.
Did you consider it?
Squeaky clean.
He's going for the win, not the casualties game.
You have to give up quite a bit. I mean, to get the death roller in, it didn't look like a very competitive team to me, because you can't do the death roll and the bribe without giving up a ton of stuff. So you're just doing the death roller, you're still giving up too much.
Yeah. So death roller is like what, 150 or something?
170, I think.
170, and then the bribe's 100, right?
Yeah.
So for 270, and it's 1.12, which is kind of, right? Or no.
Yeah, but I mean, if I'm going to.
Oh, no, 1.12. I was thinking it was 1.2. It's 1.12.
And if I'm going to commit 270 to a player, I might as well do a star player who's going to be there the whole game instead of me hoping he's there for 2 drives.
Yeah.
I remember our game, Brian, where it was worth every penny.
Yeah, because I mean, if you can argue the call successfully as I did that time, then yeah, it works out pretty well.
And Mike, you're a helper, correct?
Yep.
What's your job there?
I'm the money man.
You have the password to the PayPal account.
Yes. It's hooked to my bank account. So I do all that. I do the charity auction, and I'm in charge of the second room.
What's the
So
second?
not bottom tier, but second.
Yeah, it's where the mid card is.
Oh, so each room has their own like host of sorts?
No, Jeffro's in the main room and I'm in the second room. And if you're in the lower, smaller side rooms, you're on your own.
Because
No, like you don't,
Yeah.
like if you're that bad, you don't get a ref.
So
I will say,
who's in the
that
lobby?
with the new rule book,
You are.
no, I will say that with the new rule book, people look up rules. They don't have really rules questions. So,
And it's not Dreadball where every time it hits a wall, you got to call Mike over. Mike, where does it go?
Yeah,
But
I
yeah.
have seen a lot of rule books being cracked open. Is it also a lack of faith in tournament organizers to even know the rules at this point? Because we don't, like, I still forget stuff. I don't know. I just, things blend together. So it's kind of just fuck it. He doesn't know anything anyway.
Well, I
It's
bet
just
the newer players are better because they're not thinking of the old rules.
Totally. They never had
Oh,
to
yeah.
worry about the, what are the differences post somewhere.
yeah.
So update on Chaos Cup, it's sold out plus 6 on standby. Is that correct?
152 and 6 waiting. I will say this. I disagree with the decision to try to squeeze more in.
Unless you get a whole nother room.
Yeah, it's just, that's the number. That's the number. Sometimes 152 is a lot of fucking people.
Mhm.
When I ran Chaos Cup, it was a long time ago, but when we got in like the 80s, we thought, oh my God, we never thought that was possible. It's almost double that. And so if you are the type that wait till the last minute and you're mad or whatever, it's like, better luck next year or hope someone drops. Like, that's just how it goes.
I will give up my space for a certain cash.
I will give up my space page, my MySpace page, literally.
Trying to find all of the songs that are playing and turn them on.
Right, they're still running right now. My computer locked up. Because what I don't want to happen, to me, that sets a bad precedent of squeezing more in and now not being comfortable when playing. Because if you don't have more space and 20 more people are part of this, like day of, let's say.
Jeffro's very conscious of that, though. That's one of his big priorities, making sure people aren't squeezed in. So even that's why he's talking to the hotel about, is there somewhere else I can put 3 more tables? Because I don't want to squeeze people in. Because those rooms, the way he has them laid out, he could very easily squeeze 10, 11 more games in if he wanted people on top of each other. But he's made a point to keep everybody comfortable. So I trust him in that regard.
If
I
they
wanna get
say,
that monkeypox.
yeah, if they say, no, we don't have any more room, what does he tell those people?
You're on the wait list.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I hope that's the case. I feel, and Jeff Rowe's probably watching, so I feel he's a super nice guy and is not going to say no to anyone. Because, it's easier to not put up a fight. It's easier to just say, we'll squeeze you in.
We'll
My
figure
only
it
hope
out.
is-
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. My only hope is squeeze them in at the bottom. Like if you're on the waiting list and you're brought in, no matter what, you're playing in the squeeze tables. Like not even worthy of a ref room.
Well,
Put 'em
that's
down
where
there.
we're going to be, or I plan on playing, so I don't want that. Put him at top
Well-
table. Put him at the top table where I won't be.
No, I'm going to start on the top table. I'm just going to sit there.
Yep, I plopped.
I'm already here. Fake an injury, whatever. So
Now I don't have to bring a board, do I? Is it safe to assume that there'll be plenty, or should I pack one anyway?
the advantage of bringing your board is you have a chance at playing on your board. So there's some times where you got to go with the flow and it may not be something you like. Some people don't want to play on small boards, the old ones. Some people don't. I don't think there's anyone who doesn't want to play the big ones, but I think it'd be cool to give the option to play long ways if you had a small board, but it's not going to happen.
I'll play on a small board if I got to play long ways. That'd be my preference.
It's going to be like he said on his episode on Zlurpcast, where it's one person could shift. We call it the extreme shift.
Like when he sits like this during the podcast.
Yeah, like the
And I
pimp
can't
lane.
find a place to put the logo because his head's in the way.
Put it over his face, protect his anonymity.
Yeah. Well, because I don't have a good board because I don't have a mat yet. I have a mat for every Blood Bowl game but Blood Bowl.
I think the best thing to do is pack it just in case, but then don't pull it out. Wait for your opponent to pull theirs out.
Mm-hmm. And yeah.
I usually do that. I usually will throw in my backpack. I have a felt one or a whatever. What is it called? Neoprene. Yeah. I'll throw it in the bag. I never pull it out. No rando forearms have ever been on my board. It's never seen the light of day. It's there if I need it, but I don't feel like it. I brought my Nurgle pitch to the tournament I ran, my puzzle piece one, which, I still like them.
They're fine.
They still have a little bit of a smell too.
Well, that one, I kind of want to get the corn one just because it sucks so bad,
yeah,
and then
it's a
insist
bad
on
one.
using it.
The corn one was in 6 pieces too.
And
so
it's
they're even
all
bigger.
skulls everywhere. You can't see any of the squares.
Oh, you mean the new corn one?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking my old.
The one where it's just skulls everywhere and there's no way to tell where the grid is.
You guys remember when Vanderby had that fucking board with he made it with crayons?
Yeah.
Biran, you should have seen this.
What I said,
You
I'm
would've-
playing on that.
You would have punched him in the face. It was like scribbles. That's the best way to describe it. It was like a scribbled board, and I guess
If someone insists on playing on the new corn board, can I concede?
I don't know, Mike. Is it official?
I don't know anything about rules.
Can someone concede though? Is that in the rules?
I don't know. That's a good question.
There are rules for concede in league rules, I think, but I don't know if they are in tournament.
I think if I lose my first 3 games, I'm just going to see who I play for the 4th game, and if it's someone I want to play, I'll play. If it's someone I don't want to play, I'll concede. Why play a 4th game on that first day if you already lost the first 3? Fuck it.
Go for the
You got a
wooden
good
spoon.
chance to get the comeback.
I don't think I want to win that award.
But then what do you do in the next day? You're going to come back to play 2 games that don't mean anything?
Probably other games.
All right,
I'll see
JP,
it.
you're table 48. Pass.
It's like, no, I'll see what the greater Rosemont area has to offer. I believe there's a Scores Gentlemen's Club nearby.
That's a good way to mess up all your previous opponent's strength of schedule too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I beat a guy that conceded all the last 3 games. I can't. Has it never come up in Chaos Cup where someone, or what if someone just doesn't show up
We've had it where someone doesn't show up the second day.
because they're too
We-
wasted? Yeah.
Yeah. Or they got sick or something like that. But
But then you just try to. That's what you get the odd man out for.
yeah, but those I don't think I don't know, strength of schedule was part of it then, but
That's when you get to the final game and you hope it doesn't come up to that tiebreaker.
yeah. And usually it's not a top player, so
Like it shouldn't mess with it.
But if you randomly drew a top player in the first round,
yeah, that'll affect it. But
I don't like strength of schedule. Not a fan. Because I have no control over who I played. Shouldn't scoring be based on shit I did and not luck or
I don't
bad
think
luck?
it's the first tiebreaker or anything though.
but the shit you did still depends on your opponent too. What if you draw 4 snotling teams? You're going to rack up all these casualties.
yeah.
It's not really stuff you did. You had a very.
I wouldn't count on it.
Hey, you know what? Valid point. Wins only.
Wins
So
only.
what's the math, Mike? What do you think the average of undefeated going in round 6 would be?
It's rare. Because you usually end up with 1 tie. It's rare that with that many people, there might be a couple undefeated, but
Has any
Yeah.
tournament ever used so no strength of schedule, no bonus points, win, loss, tie. But then as a tiebreaker, how quickly you finished your games.
That would be ideal. That's yeah. Actually, that should be the first over wins, in my opinion.
I won in 38 minutes. Like,
If that was above wins, I would have won that tournament, Toledo.
Hell yeah.
not
Okay.
above wins. I mean, one below. Wins.
Well, Brian,
It's worth
Brian
more than
said
a
above
tie,
wins.
we'll say.
Wait, he's saying if you lose and you're quick, you can win the whole tournament.
Yes.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far.
That's probably why I would never probably be allowed to run a tournament.
I just noticed, Biran, are you wearing a Dreadball shirt? What's going on over there?
It does kind of look like a dread ball shirt. Freeze
It looks like when you get that, they had their plastic.
Oh,
field,
that
it was
acrylic
like-
one.
Yeah.
it all fell apart, and it's like one of those.
I think it's still for sale for $200 at Dragstar Games.
It's still
Yes.
there. Yeah, it is. It's actually Dragstar's not there, but the field is still there.
Yep.
Just sitting there. But so there's no wrong way to eat a Reese's. There's no right way, proper way for Blood Bowl tournaments. It just is what it is. You know.
But you know how they have like that chess, the speed chess? I'd like to see something like that for Blood Bowl.
So glad you brought that up, Biran. What's the word when you like don't try really hard at something?
It's called pulling a beer on.
Yeah, like
Half-ass.
half. I
Half-ass, yeah.
thought there was a more like a fancier word, but
Yeah.
so one of the Chaos Cups that I ran beer on, I spent our money, our funds to rent chess timers from a local chess club. And I brought them with, and I said, I will place them on your table if I notice you're falling behind. And I didn't
Put you
have
on
the
the clock.
ball. I didn't have the balls or chutzpah, if you will,
Chutzpah? Yeah.
to actually do it, because I went by with them and I got the look that like they were like abused or something. They were just like I was gonna hit them with it.
Mhm.
And maybe that was enough. Maybe the scare tactic while holding that
Just to-
timer,
Yeah.
like I got it. I'll put it down. Okay,
Like
okay.
the nuclear deterrent. It just
Yeah.
needs to be there.
Never actually used one though. And I believe they were mostly like analog, but there was a couple digital ones in there.
Yeah.
Did Mike, do you remember, did I use the digital ones for the top table, and then I didn't, the analog ones are the ones we didn't bust out? Does that sound
I don't
familiar?
remember.
I vaguely remember putting a digital one. No, not at all, Xtreme.
It was sitting on the table, but it wasn't used.
Okay. I just it was one of those ideas that was great on paper, and then when you're there, I just didn't want the scene. I didn't want to, but
I just think you'd have to do like a small tournament that was themed around that and bonus points for who has the least amount of time on their clock at the end of the tournament.
They do run those, not in America very often, but
I will
Um,
tell you this, I would have zero problem playing games with that. I just didn't want to have the conversations as a
Right.
team.
You have to
I-
kind of plan for it. Like Xtreme, you've played your dwarf so much that you pretty much know most of your moves are going to be. So I think you would be really good at that.
The other problem I ran into was my thing was I was only going to put it on your table at halftime if you're falling behind. The argument could be made, I'm only falling behind because the other guy played slow.
Yep. That's why if the clocks are
Yeah.
there, you know who's using more time.
right, then you should welcome the clock. I had an incident once where I politely came up to a table where one person had been the last person to finish and got called on time for 4 straight rounds. I said, hey, you guys need to play a little faster. You're really far behind. And I got yelled at by this guy who said, you gave me all the slow opponents.
Just
I was like, wait a
it's
second.
not me, it's you.
Out of all these people, every single round you drew a slow opponent, but you're the one, like not their other opponents, but you are the one where they play slow.
You know what we call
And-
those people? We call those people Taylor Swifts. Because
Why?
he's always talking about how bad relationships and it's the guy's fault. But maybe it was Taylor Swift the whole time.
A little bit of a stretch there, but I appreciate the
Yep.
trying to get in there with that. So Xtreme, that same guy or those other people that were like accused of being slow, were they also slow with other games?
And the person that said that everybody was slow, I told him, I was like, I don't think you're a slow player. I just think you stop playing to talk a lot.
Oh,
and
is
you're
he a
not
chatty
playing-
Cathy?
Mhm.
You know what's funny? That's a very nice way of putting it. But the fact of the matter is, if you are a talker, you are a slow player.
Yeah.
Like it's, I'm like almost trying to break it to him, like, you're not stupid. You just don't try hard in school. Like you're saying it in a nice way. But the reality is, most slow players aren't dumb. They're just fucking around. They're counting off spaces, and they put a dice where they want to go, and they're like, okay, I got that one marked there, and then they're like, hey, what's up, buddy? What'd you get in the exhibit hall?
Or like,
Oh, cool.
or when you play a guy who just gets up without saying anything to go to the bathroom or to have a vape break.
Twice. It was the craziest
Were you like,
thing.
where are you going?
No, like I thought maybe he was like getting up to adjust his pants or something, and then he just like walks off.
After you mentioned that, I was thinking about back in the old days, not Blood Bowl days, but like, you're watching like an old 80s sitcom, and say the plot of that episode, like Mike Seaver in Growing Pains, he has 2 dates with 2 girls on the same night in the same restaurant, and he doesn't want to blow either one of them off. So he's like, I got to go to the bathroom. And then he goes, spends time with the other girl, talks to her, eats a little bit of food. Oh, I think I left the car running. And then he goes, talk to the other girl. Do you think he had another game that was going on?
Well, the difference is in your story, he told the first girl, hey, I got to go do something. My opponent didn't say anything, just got up and walked away twice.
I like that you're the girl.
And was it after he finished his turn and were you like, I'm doing my turn, where are you going? Or was it during your turn?
It was my turn, so I was like, I guess I'm going to wait for you to get back. I don't know what the
You
hell
should just put all of his guys down and put them all in the knocked out.
Yeah.
Sorry you missed it.
I got some good blocks, man.
And that's really strange. Like,
It
hey,
was-
you were gone so long. I just went ahead and wrapped up.
I won 6-0 and killed your entire
Yeah.
team.
What do you mean? Oh, here's the game sheet. I ended up pulling this one off 9-0. It was the craziest thing. I tell you about it, but I don't want to waste too much time.
I mean, it was not a good game for him, but still, at least say stuff like, I need to go to the bathroom. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Not just like disappear. It was crazy.
Was he like a slow player too, or no?
I didn't give him a chance to be a slow player.
Okay. You guys like the new trend is over 2 hours now? Beck,
Like it, no.
I'm a 2-hour guy.
Because that means for 45 minutes, I'm going to be watching other people play, and then we get a break after that. Like, cool.
I'm a 2-hour guy. I just want, that's the max. Because over time, I'm not good. I'm 500 for most, but I've conditioned myself to play Blood Bowl with a normal opponent in 2 hours. I usually finish early or, right before time. It's never, oh, come on, one more turn, begging. And now I noticed I've seen 2:15, I've seen 2:30, and that seems exhausting to me.
Yeah, 2:30 is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then like a giant lunch, like an hour
Was it-
15. Like,
Was that a Michael Carter event where there was like a 3.5-hour lunch?
Yes.
That was the Kings of War.
Yeah. It is.
We didn't finish till like 12:30 a.m. because of that.
Yeah.
shit?
maybe
Oh,
that
it
was
later than that.
that was to weed out people. Hey man, if you're not here to commit, we don't want you.
If you're not committed to a
Well-
6-hour lunch, we don't want you here.
If I
4
remember
hour
right, it
breaks
was
between
you
each
play the
round.
first round, and then you get a 3-hour dinner,
Yeah.
and then you came back to finish the rest of the tournament. It's like we played one game, and we need this huge break. Like,
And it was that was a
Remember-
Friday night event, so it started late too, right?
Yeah, and we went to the Wanna Beef. We were hanging out, and we went back, and we still had plenty of time to kill before the next game. And
Fun fact, I remember that. Did we say, is it Bona or Bon? How do you
I
say
don't
it?
know.
I
I would
always
say
called it Bona.
I know it's wrong, but it's easier just to say Bona. I know it's not correct, but let's say, because it's boner, it's funny anyway. I remember, this is just a weird thing I remember, we had a whole discussion about the Mandela effect at that Bona Beef.
Oh,
Yes, we
yeah,
did.
I remember that.
The Berenstain.
I don't know
Bear.
why because I talk about that with everybody. But yeah. Do you think would it be a good idea to run a 3-game tournament with long breaks in between each game, knowing there's another tournament at the same time that's staggered?
So you can play both.
Right. So Xtreme, game 1, you go play game 1 with the other girl, so to speak. And then you come back. No breaks though. You're on the clock, but that's a way to knock out 2 tournaments in one.
Got to get to bring the poop sock for that.
Yeah.
I'd be up
Awesome.
for it.
You would do it?
Yeah.
Thought so.
Could you do like I remember there was an episode of Columbo where there was a chess master and he was playing chess against 10 people simultaneously. And he was just going, what table to table to table to table. We need that, except it'd be Xtreme doing it. Blood Bowl.
Not 10, but I really wanted to do like 2 or 3 at the same time.
But then you would have to leave on your lunch break to kill a guy, but Columbo would catch you.
My grandfather participated in one of those where he was one of the 30 that were playing Gary Kasparov.
Oh, really?
And he was the only one of the 30 that didn't lose.
Wow.
Gary
offered him the draw because, you know, he would never accept a loss to.
Was it still on the NAF site back then?
Yeah, what's your grandfather's NAF number?
Is it 1?
It's a negative.
I didn't know your grandfather was Jewish.
What?
If he's a good chess player, I just assumed.
Oh.
No, it's because Xtreme looks for deals.
Ah.
Yeah, I just Blood Bowl's a long game. 4 in 1 day is a long time. I just try to keep it moving.
I'm very curious what my mental state will be about the start of game 4.
It's not going to be good.
If there's some way, I know we can't talk about it publicly like this, but if someone could sweet talk Jeffro, I'd love to face one of you guys for game 4, just to make that one smooth one.
With 152 people, I don't know if any of us will play each other.
I don't know if they're all people.
They're all bots. We're playing bots.
Twitter bots.
There's probably a good 100 people, but there might be 50 something I don't know about yet, something new. I've been out of the
some new
Chaos
gender
Cup.
we're not aware of.
I haven't played Chaos Cup in 7 years. I don't know what to expect.
I've been to many Chaos Cups, but this is the only one I've ever played in, and it'll probably be the last one I play in.
Is there still? It's a dumb question. I'm sure it's yes. You still have that thing with the mutations at the end?
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
So before was that my creation, Mike?
Yes, it was. You're to blame for that.
That's fine. You know
Actually,
what?
I think that was something that Tom Anders.
Actually, you know what? I'm not to blame for that. Tom did that.
Tom did that, and then you kept it.
Well, okay, sure. I could have gotten rid of it.
Yeah. We're not blamed, but I'm saying I remember Tom
the only
had
thing,
a thing about that.
Anything I added has been for the betterment of everyone. I Am Chaos Award. Just saying. Moving it to a hotel. Custom dice. So I made sure to cover.
Yeah, getting out of the bunker was huge.
It was.
Well, you didn't have much of a choice eventually because it's not.
You know what's funny? I actually wanted to. Many people don't know this, but I wanted to bring it out of the bunker for my first one. And Xtreme convinced me to run the first one at the bunker just to see if we can pull off a good size event at the bunker, because it was always concerns about there, and because here's the thing, they're not gonna not let other people play games,
right?
Like, people go there on the weekends that's paying a whole lot more than these Blood Bowl scumbags. They're not gonna turn them away. And they already had the second one open well before that.
Yeah.
Because I remember, because the one that Tom Murmury won, that was in the second room. I remember.
Yeah, it was in the second room. Yeah.
I remember there was like nobody. Like that was such an empty Chaos Cup, people wise. But so we knew we had the space. But I don't know. I think it was one of those where, and I don't remember, were they going to close the bunker before I decided to move it, or was I going to move it no matter what anyway?
I think you're going to move it no matter what.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was still open. It was still open for at least one more year.
Okay.
because that's when we got the cup. So
Yeah, because Tim Lyson was like,
Of
like I didn't see anything.
of this,
I don't know where it's at, but
I don't know where the field's at either.
it's in the realm of fire, is where it's at.
Yeah,
well, the
it
field
just
was sold by Dan Duck. So
right. Yeah, to Tom. Here's the thing with that. If I knew it was for sale, I don't know if I would have bought it. I would have liked an option though. And I don't
Glad
even
you don't have it now, then.
when you if you knew it was for sale, when from the
the day
bunker?
Tom bought it. So
Oh yeah,
the Chaos Cup field was sold to Tom Anders by Dan Duck,
yeah,
but I didn't know it was for sale.
yeah.
So it was like, oh, and here's the thing though. I don't know if I would have bought it for the tournament or just for myself. To your point, Biran, like most things, it's better to not even have it.
Yeah.
It's more
'Cause
trouble.
it was a big bulky thing, wasn't it?
It was
Oh, it's
bulky.
huge.
The actual crate to store it in, like that you put it in, was twice its size.
Mhm.
And I think Kevin Gonzalez had to drop it off the pickup
Yeah,
truck.
His truck.
So it would have been a bad purchase, but it's like I would have liked to have a shot at it.
It's
Well,
nice to be asked.
It would have been nice to be asked.
Tom sold it afterwards too,
Oh yeah, that's true.
and
I also
no one
didn't have-
wanted it.
I
I
also
think-
didn't have $300 cash on me either to do
Yeah.
a deal. So it's cash would have won the deal that day.
So at Chaos Cup, I'm guessing how many of my 6 games are going to be in the lobby? I'm going to say at least 3.
But the hallway/lobby games aren't the bottom room though.
I think I might win a game and get stuck in the lobby.
Oh, okay.
We'll have to see.
And then
It'll-
at least one in the lobby to start for game 1.
I think you're going to start there.
Is it one in the lobby, 2 in the hobby?
Yep.
How does that work? Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I think oh, the other thing I was talking to Scott today about the griff stuff is he said, don't forget a lot of people are taking griffs so they don't have to face them. And I said, there's my line. That's my line.
A
I didn't
lot of people
wanna
were
take it.
wondering.
Well, I didn't want to take it, you guys.
It's a defensive measure.
I'm against star players. I'm so against star players that I don't even want to face Griff. The only way to do that is to.
But if you go against someone who's not going to griff, you're going to just leave him on the sideline, the reserves, because he's just there to make sure Griff doesn't get on the field at all.
Our principal.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'll consider that.
Consider it.
But you're not allowed to because you have to field 11 players. So
No, he's my 12. No, you have to have 12.
Yeah, you have to have 11 players before you can get Griff, so he'll have a full team.
oh,
Although, Biran, I'm going to number him 1. So if I'm going in sequential order of my team numbering, Griff is 1. He should take the field first. It's not me. He's the captain. He was hired. It's in his contract. So it's not me. It's not my decision. Xtreme, I hope we get to play.
I hope so too.
It's been a while.
It'll only be in round 1 because Xtreme will be in the middle tables while we're at the bottom.
Yeah,
I don't.
That's what I'm expecting, is that I'll be in like one of the middle rooms the whole tournament.
You'll be in the tryhards.
Yeah.
Yeah, the middle area is really like just the scum of the scum. You know what I
It
mean?
is.
Because it's people that really think I got a chance here.
It's all the people that went in with high hopes and they're still well, if I win out, I can still.
They're like, "How you doing so far? Win, loss, 3 ties."
Nice.
Fuck outta
I had
here.
a chaos
Nice.
cup.
Three
I had a
ties.
chaos
Nice.
cup with 4 ties, no losses.
Oh. I'm gonna shoot for some ties.
I want at least, my goal is 2 ties.
2-2-2.
No, 2 ties and 4 losses.
Oh, okay.
So it'll probably be loss, tie, loss.
I predict that Brian wins a game.
I think he's gonna win a game. I mean, it's
Just the odds.
I would
The
not
odds
be
and-
surprised if you win too.
You know,
you
I think
talk like you don't care, but you're
I'd rather
competitive.
win, sure, but I have
Yeah.
to go in thinking I'm going to lose, so I don't
he
get
pretends
mad.
he's not going to try. But here's the thing, though.
I'll
I think
try. I'm not going to do it as a goof.
when you have wood elves, especially like war dancers, like sometimes like weird shit just works out and you can't help but win.
Yeah, you just
And
can't
so-
help. You're
Oh, and I
like,
like doing
There-
weird shit.
There are other times where you're just going to get decimated and have nobody on the field. But sometimes it's like, apparently I have the ball now.
Mm.
I should score.
Every time I play Brian, I'd be like, so you're saying there's a chance?
I am going to predict a 2 wins, 3 loss, 1 tie tournament for Brian.
All right, that's in the books.
Oh, is someone going to jot these down? Are we doing predictions?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
All right, so yeah, this will be fun. All right, so,
All right, so-
for me, for Biran,
So let's all predict Biran, and you do your own prediction for yourself as well.
okay, so we got Xtreme has 2, 3, 1, 2 wins,
Yes,
3 losses,
yep.
and 2.
And
If we're doing the
clarify, win, loss, tie.
Yes.
Okay. American style, we call that, right?
JP,
For Biran, 1 win, 3 losses, 2 ties.
that's what I have worked down to
Yeah, every time, Mike.
every time.
and for me, I'm gonna go
Six.
1 win.
He's got 6, 0,
I'm gonna go 1,
0.
3, and 2. I'm gonna go 1, 3, and 2 as well.
Oh,
Wow.
1, 3, and 2. Same. Okay.
I have more confidence in you than anybody else.
Well, you've played me well, not as many times as Mike, but more than JP.
Now, if we play each other, is there any like sort of Pete Rose situation going on here?
Where I'm gonna
fucking-
fit, like if I'm like, oh, JP, I need a tie. We both need
Like-
a tie to win this.
like, yeah, is a win in a tournament you're never going to win more important than winning this game?
Right.
This is a realistic game that anyone can win.
Let's do predictions for everyone. Let's go with Brian.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 3 wins, 1 loss, and 2 ties.
That was mine as well.
Okay. I am going, sorry, Xtreme, 500 across the board, 2-2-2.
And where do you think you're gonna be, Brian?
3, 2, 1.
And by the way, it's not lack of faith in you, Xtreme. I think the star players are going to be overwhelming. That's
Yeah,
it's
the
not
star
a-
player.
this is
It's
not
gonna
a
be-
knock on you by any means. This is
I mean, if I was allowed to have a halfling hot pot, that would kind of balance things out a little bit. But
Yeah.
Too much like a wizard.
What if you said the hot pot was a star? I just lied. You know what I mean? You ever just lie at tournaments?
it's not. I think the Norse that throws the kegs is better than a hot pot.
Hmm.
But he's allowed.
Yeah.
So.
I just think there should be more lying at tournaments. You know what I mean? Like, I just think that we're a little,
If you get caught, you can bribe or argue the call.
yeah. You know, one thing I thought that was cool in Dreadball was that cheating was part of the game. I thought that was cool. Like, I would have loved to see in a new version of Blood Bowl, like actually cheating in the rules.
Yeah.
Like you use like loaded dice and shit.
Well, no, like 12 players.
Yeah,
Or I mean, I'm just pulling
the
stuff
hitting
out.
from the rear.
Yeah, just other things
Yeah.
you can do in the game that aren't legal in the rules, but you can do them in the rules of the game.
Yeah, and the 12 players thing is great because you're like, fuck it, if you're gonna score, I'm gonna pull this guy out. If I get, what's gonna happen? You're gonna throw this guy, you're gonna throw him out, and
Right.
the
But
play,
yeah, also-
you get the 12th guy for that one play.
I like you can set up as many players as you want, and if they catch you, they choose the players that get kicked out.
But what
So
if it's
they-
too late?
If they don't catch you, you get away with it. You get a whole drive of having extra players. If they catch you, you lose your best player.
I mean, if they don't catch you, you can win a tournament.
Yeah, sure.
All right, for JP's Chaos Cup record, I'm going with the statistical average of JP that he's going to go 2-2-2.
Yeah.
Mike, what do you have for JP?
I also have 3, 1, and 2.
Oh, thanks, Mike.
Yeah,
Good star player. He's got
good star
grip.
player.
This
You got
is a tough
grip, man.
one.
Brian,
I'm gonna go 3, 0, and 3.
Ooh,
Ooh, that's a solid finish.
no
That's at
ties.
the bottom of the top tables right there. Top room.
Or no,
loss.
sorry, no. Oh, sorry, no losses.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. I
JP,
mean,
where do you peg yourself?
well, Griff gets 3 wins and I get 3 ties.
Hey,
That's the way I look at it.
Sure. Or maybe the ties were when you found another Griff player.
Good, Ben. I'm gonna go 5-1-1.
You're going to
7
play
games? Wow.
Seven,
That's 2
seven games?
Oh, sorry. 4-1-1. 7. I'm doing 7 games. 4-1-1.
And the prize will be a full week's pay for the show for all of us goes to one person.
Yes.
Nice.
The prize is you get to take an episode off. We've learned that anyone can take off.
Except me.
It'll still survive. No, Biran, you know what I'll do? I'll put one of our good ones up.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because I did take a week off and you put
Yeah.
an old stuff.
And you know what happened? G-Dub's fucking ratings beat all of us.
They all want
I
the
got-
old stuff.
I got Dub Bowl ready to go right now. Ready to go.
That'd be probably a
Infamous.
rare one I'd listen to.
That's Jeffro's favorite episode is Dub Bowl. It's a Blood Bowl tournament he's going to run where everyone gets their dick sucked. That's in the tournament.
By the
Rules-
other player, or will it be hired third parties?
I don't have
They're
the
not
rules
hired.
handy. Yeah, I don't have the rules handy, but it was there.
Well, we had to worry about COVID before. Would we have to be concerned about monkeypox if we do that?
I don't know. Should I get my next booster before the tournament?
I got mine yesterday.
You should get it right before the tournament. 'Cause I think I hear it
No,
only walks a
I
few
can't
weeks.
get it because I'm not 50 yet.
Just tell
Are
me you have
you
AIDS.
compromised?
I mean, can I lie?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, then I
You
am.
would self-diagnose as being diabetic, or just say I'm pre-diabetic because that's a bullshit diagnosis they give to anybody.
It's true. I just had my I was just checked and I'm not diabetic. Should I have hoped for that just to get the shot earlier?
No, but pre-diabetic, they go, "Oh, are you overweight? Then you're pre-diabetic."
Hmm.
Has anyone
Like
in your
if I-
family ever had diabetes?
Yeah, my dad. So yeah.
You're pre-diabetic.
Yeah.
If I just eat a Baby Ruth right before, technically I'm pre-diabetic.
I found the worst thing to eat is the chow mein from Panda Express.
Hmm. You mean just in general? What do you
Yeah,
mean?
for blood sugar.
Oh, I thought you meant just in the world.
No, like the stuff I've tracked, like I ate something, checked my sugar. It's the highest it's ever been is after eating Panda Express chow mein noodles.
Wow, what do they put in there?
It's all the carbs. Carbs are worse than sugar because carbs stays high where sugar will spike and then go down, but a carb will stay high.
Speaking of carbs, I got a kitchen full of some good Iowa sweet corn bought out of a pickup truck, which is so fucking.
That's the
good.
best kind. Yeah. It has like every other kernel is white.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
great. We're getting. I once a week I hit the guy up, and if you give him $1 tip, he'll pretty much give you double, which is awesome. So for an extra $1, no one knows it because most people aren't generous. An extra $1, second bag.
The guy that delivers my firewood to me, I pay for a certain amount, but if I keep listening to his stories, he just keeps unloading more. So I end up with like twice as much wood as I'm supposed to, just because I entertain him.
Is it good like kiln dried wood too?
It is really nice aged.
The
good
worst
wood.
is the wood you get at campgrounds. It might as well be sunk at the bottom of an ocean. It's so damn.
It's the gas station wood that they went and dropped off in a mud puddle somewhere.
The only way I could get it to light is either lighter fluid or I use a Duraflame log at the bottom.
Mhm.
That's cheating technically.
It is, but the wood is shit. So
Xtreme, do you think that tactic will work at a Blood Bowl tournament? You know, everyone loves to tell their stories about their game to the TO. I heard that in the last
Oh,
week's
yeah.
episode. So if I'm talking to Jeffro a lot, maybe I'll get like an extra win.
You just hold your hand out and they keep putting dollar bills in it as long as their story keeps going on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That would be great. There should be. That's a fun charity thing, Mike, for the auction, not auction, but a story jar
Mhm.
where you put $1 a minute. There's a timer, and there's
like it's
someone.
like an oven timer.
Oh,
You just go.
yeah. So,
go.
Mike, right in front of you, assuming you're not busy with anything else at the time, you have a jar in front of you with a timer, stopwatch, and it's $1 a minute. It's like,
That's
the old
not worth it.
900 numbers.
Old 976 numbers. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
listen to their stories about anything in the ever. I mean, it doesn't have to be Blood Bowl.
It could be their D&D character for all you
Could
know.
be, yeah, or just my life is horrible. Like, but
I
it's
mean,
$1.
you're not going to be quizzed on the story either. You don't really have to pay attention.
No, you just have to nod and say, I'm sorry. And I'm sorry. That's it. And just fill it up. And be like, yeah, and then the craziest thing happened. I was right about the score. Oh, that's time.
Unless you want to.
I don't have any more money. Then you were not about to score. You were about to skedaddle.
Next.
Next. So consider that a story jar. You know, could be an extra $10. That's $10 for the fund. It's for charity, Mike. What
It'll
would
make
you do
up for
charity?
the Super Fantasy Brawl you're not auctioning off.
Yes.
All right. Anything else on this episode about nothing?
Yes, I have 2 Blood Bowl related shout outs.
Oh, why don't we lead with those?
Well, I was waiting till we were wrapping up. So
We are. The whole thing's wrapping up. The whole show was a wrap up.
I wanted to wish a happy birthday to Alex Schutte at time of recording.
Yes.
So if you want to wish him a happy birthday, you should have mailed in your happy birthday last week.
His username is Scissor Limb. That's how I read it.
Oh, that's Alex. Okay. I didn't know.
In the comments, correct me, Scissor Limb, if it's
if there's a proper way to pronounce it. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's like Caesar Lam or something. I think it's Scissor Limb, but it might be Caesar Lam. I don't know. So
Like scissors.
I was thinking Edward Scissorhands. Hold me, I can't. So that's one shout out. Happy birthday. How old is he now?
I have no idea. It's
When
his
he
birthday.
started playing in Blood Bowl tournaments, he was a boy.
He was
He was like 12 or something.
Yeah. He started off,
younger than that.
and maybe he'll appreciate this story. It was a Chaos Cup, and he could have easily picked up the ball. Nope. I'm going to hit this guy. And he's just kicking and punching and biting and chewing and spitting. He's going for casualties. Fuck the game. And you know what? I don't think it was wrong. I think it was probably a good thing to go for. So, back in the day, dinosaur era. He was a young dinosaur. Xtreme, you have another story?
I do. Underworld Cup pre-registration is open.
Okay.
Awesome tournament. One of my favorites.
Is that the one Mike got shitty drunk at and
Yep.
he carried downstairs?
Yep.
Then puked in his sleeping bag?
None of you guys carried me downstairs, but
No, I was in there, to be fair.
Brian goes, "Where'd Mike go?"
He's probably
He's
dead.
okay.
No,
Wait,
I assumed you went to the bathroom and then you were gone too long. And then I got worried and I went looking for you.
Because Mike is a quick pooper.
I am. Or it comes out
Mike
quick.
could poo quicker than I pee.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, they carried you down the stairs?
Phil did.
Phil did, yep.
Well, he didn't carry me. Because
Right.
those stairs are steep.
If I remember correctly, this is the stairs to his basement, correct?
Yes.
So there's not a lot of them. I don't remember. All right.
Well,
I don't
it's a. I don't have. Well, yeah. It's about.
They're very narrow.
Narrow.
stairs, too.
Not
Narrow
up to current
stairs.
code, probably.
I think he just threw you down the stairs. How do you know he didn't like? I got you, buddy. And you're like, ugh, and he just like shoved.
I didn't hurt. That was my first thought when I woke up was, how did I get down those stairs?
And
That's
what's that
pretty
Or
sour
why am I
smell?
wet and what's that smell?
Why do I have puke on my chest?
No, I didn't know I had thrown up. It was just, why am I wet? Went to the bathroom, came back, got in my puke-filled sleeping bag,
But
and went
do
back
you-
to sleep.
Do you normally have a bad sense of smell?
Oh, I have an excellent sense of smell.
Oh, you
He
just.
just was still drunk at the time, so probably didn't care.
Well, it didn't have that puke smell. It had a.
Oh, come on! You're saying yours doesn't smell? The fuck.
Oh
out
no,
of
it smelled, but it wasn't the standard puke smell.
here. Okay. Like if someone else got a whiff, they wouldn't puke right immediately.
No one really did
Oh, okay. None of that.
that I know.
There were so many farts in that basement that I don't think anyone would have noticed. That's all I heard all night long was people farting constantly.
I'll never
This was my
forget.
first time of all the underworlds I've been to. This was the first time I slept in the basement. So I always typically grabbed a couch in a corner somewhere and just slept on that.
I slept in that basement once, and or more than one. I think I went twice to there. And Tom Rummery blasted the Avengers on volume 75.
Oh yeah.
And the remote looked like Ziggy from Quantum Leap, by the way. It was like a whole thing. Yeah. And he blasted the volume and he just was out like that. We couldn't find the remote.
Oh, fuck.
I think it was in his ass.
Question,
He's unplugged the TV.
was there enough room where you could safely masturbate without being noticed?
It's, what I did was I had a corner in the basement and there was a wall, it was like a half wall, but it looked like it was blocked from others.
Mm.
I did not masturbate, but it was enough privacy.
If you needed to, you could.
Like, if I wanted to,
I think I was in that same spot.
You know what I'm talking about? Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a little cubby hole.
Yeah, that's where I was.
Yeah, okay, like a kid's play area would be perfect for it.
Yeah. Because there was
And Josh Aldous was across from me sleeping with an inflatable doll.
Like inserted into it?
No, I just cuddling.
Oh.
I don't even know why it was there.
And then the other year you stayed there, you slept upstairs with me.
Oh, that was
And
horrible.
With you say.
No,
with
so
me, but
this is why I'll take the fart basement over the upstairs couch, because I already couldn't sleep. So you get to bed at 3 a.m. Someone's up at 5 making coffee, grinding beans at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So
I appreciated that Mike was there because I had someone else that would wake up early with me last year.
Even though I still got up early.
Yeah, I mean Saturday morning we were both up really early too.
Oh yeah.
does it is that always salsa? Wasn't it like some of the people stayed at Ryan's house?
Yeah,
Or
you
is that-
still can. You still have that option.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you stay at Matthew Stafford's house?
It's
Sure.
down the road.
Is that still his house?
No.
Oh yeah, I assume he sold it.
Can you stay at Kelly Stafford's house?
I've actually stayed at Ryan's house.
Yeah.
What Katie and I did one year.
Do you get the couple suite when you stay there?
They did.
We
but-
did until it got over packed, and then we had to share with a couple other people on the floor.
Do you think there's any Blood Bowl coaches? I would say probably, males that would fake a relationship just to get the couple suite there.
How many Blood Bowl players are in relationships is the question.
I just mean
That
two
you
Blood-
can get a girl to come there
Mhm.
Well, yeah,
and
that's
share a
another
bed
level.
with
Mike.
you.
I just meant just two dudes saying, we got 3 months. Let's throw a couple pics up on Facebook. Let's see if we can milk this thing. And then we're going to break up the day after. And then
We're going to go to conversion
At the
therapy
tournament
and we'll be
on
cured.
Sunday.
What Extreme?
Well,
Break up at the tournament on Sunday. Make a
Make a big
scene.
scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right after they have sex.
Your dick smells like poo.
I
It's your
think
poo.
last year, wasn't it the two family was in there?
I believe so.
Yeah.
The what family?
It's Brian and JJ.
Oh, 2. Okay. I
Yeah.
didn't. Okay.
Brian and JJ.
Yep.
Two guys?
Father and son.
Well,
Well,
father. and
That's
son.
even sicker.
So, is that your schedule? Extreme is Chaos Cup, Underworld Cup, and then Big House Challenge.
That's no big Underworld
House
Cup
is
is
before.
actually the week after
Oh, yeah.
Big
Okay.
House. So it's Big House and Underworld Cup are back-to-back weekends.
Cool.
So that'll be rough.
That's
Oh, yeah.
But
All
I
right.
didn't,
Well,
at the time that I picked my date, I didn't realize he was pushing Underworld Cup up because it's typically the first weekend of November.
if you end up bringing back Zlurpcast, are you still going to do Big House Challenge?
Maybe. We'll see how much energy I have.
Yeah. Like you're in kind of a, you're in a special mood right now getting into things, but you might get burnt out in a year.
It's possible.
So I'd like to see Zlurpcast show up at that school again.
If that's going to happen. But there's some hotels very close to me that I suspect Slurpee Bowl is coming back.
Okay.
And
Rumor has it that Phil and Tom Anders are still playing their game.
it's quite possible.
Biran, I think they both had halflings. They both had they were talking life stories. It was like a 6-hour fucking game, I swear.
You guys can keep playing, but you're no longer in the tournament, just so you know.
Oh no,
You
they
can keep
told
playing.
me. I
What's
didn't
that?
get to tell them that. They told me that they weren't going to stop their game. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to pack the whole tournament up. You guys just keep playing, I guess, because that's what you're going to do.
Was that a grudge match? So it didn't matter?
I mean, I think that was before I did grudge matches, but
Can I-
it was a game that
Xtreme?
didn't matter.
Wouldn't it be great though? You pack everything up, and then when you leave, you just turn the fucking lights off.
I mean, I pretty much did. Well, I don't want to get into it, but
Is
You know what I
this
mean?
a
Though,
topic?
we're done. You can
Is
keep
that a
playing.
sensitive topic?
I mean, what happened over the next hour is what led to Johnny running the Chaos Cup.
Zlurpcast! Brought to you by McMurdy's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loathing it.